So we are still here at the Global Distribution stand, and I'm joined again by Richard, and Richard is going to talk us through a TallyTec product which sounds very, very interesting. Over to you, Richard.
Thank you. So Tally Technologies, they have basically a wired and wireless tally system, which is a very unique product, offering something different to the world of tally. So this is essentially their receiver. So it looks the same whether it's wired or wireless. So here you can see we've got the wireless antenna. It also has a wired standard RJ45 input on it as well. So the benefit is this can be very easily cabled into existing infrastructure. Wirelessly, you have the option of buying the module with the wireless antenna. This has a 2 kilometer range. So if you're doing outside broadcast, it's usual kind of line of sight sort of things. So for live events, sporting, whatever it might be, it's a very easy way of sending tally information from the switcher to each camera. So we can do what a normal tally can do, which is show a tally to the presenter, and obviously a tally light to the cameraman. We do a light pipe extension for this, so if it is in an environment maybe like a theatre where you've got cameramen in the front row, obviously you don't want an ambient light here for the audience, they can actually extend this out and discreetly tuck it somewhere on the tripod that they want. The unique thing that Tally, though, have is the ability to show preview data. So, for example, here on our switcher, obviously we can see which is live. We can say set camera 3 up to be the preview. If I then switch that to live, this is my number 1, which was live. If I come on now to say this is preview, I'm now going to show the preview to the subjects. I mean, how many times have you watched TV? Presenter's got an earpiece, he's being talked to by, the directors. Everyone else is just kind of looking the other way. He knows which camera to look at. So you might have low budget productions where they don't have talkback. You might have a high-end production where, presenters have talkback, but the rest of the people being interviewed don't. You can just tell them, green light means that's the camera you look at next. It's very, very simple. So this is a unique feature that Tally offer on the system. What we're actually announcing here at the show is they're actually expanding this system. So within the same configuration, and it all runs from a base unit, so we can show you that in a second, it's just around the corner, and they do a desktop base or a rack mount base unit that supports initially 4 channels, or you can have 8 channels, or you can have 16 channels. It's all the same hardware, so if you buy it with 4 or 8 channels, you can expand it to add channels down the line. You can have a maximum of 8 wired per base, or a mixture of wired and wireless, or just 16 wireless. You can actually scale 4 of them together to run up to a total of 64 channels. So this system can scale from as small as you want for a live production or studio use to as large as you really want it to go. But what we're announcing here, which is very interesting, is the addition of Timecode. So we have a little jack on here which will come out and give you timecode output. So as well as being able to send tally information over this, we can also send timecode data. So particularly relevant to live productions using DSLRs, mirrorless cameras, things like C100s or stuff that doesn't have a timecode input. If you've got a camera that supports timecode, we can use this single system to lock all of the cameras together. That's over a wireless connection, the timecode works. We basically reclock every 25 frames to ensure accurate sync. But yeah, for say users of DSLRs and mirrorless cameras, if you've got, say, an Atomos recorder or another external recorder that has a timecode input, you can be taking that feed from that camera and then locking all of those together on the LTC timecode wirelessly from this.
And obviously you mentioned the range on this. What sort of system is that using?
So basically the frequency, it's got its own frequency channel, so it's not using Wi-Fi or anything like that. It's a dedicated kind of frequency channel that we can put enough power out as well to do within all the broadcast specs and compliances for laws across Europe to get that 2 kilometer range. The timecode initially is only going to be supported with PAL, so 25 frames per second. Support for other frame rates will come in a future software update, and then we will also have a revision that will then support NTSC as well for use in the US or any broadcasts that obviously need to go across the other side of the Atlantic.
And this is shipping now?
Yep, almost. Okay. This new generation of hardware, we're expecting probably late March availability, and that will be obviously with the revs that will support the timecode. Hopefully timecode will be in there from release, but otherwise it might be a couple of weeks later. It'll be a software update to do it. But realistically, I think it should be all finalised released and ready for
the March
shipment.
release.
And in terms of purchasing, there'll be some bundle promotions to start with.
Okay.
So the receivers, wired and wireless, can be bought individually, the base units individually as well. We're going to do starter kits. So for a wireless starter kit, which will be a base unit licensed for 4 channels, and it will come with 3 wireless receivers, that will have a list price of £999 before tax in the UK. The wired version will be £649. So it's an approximate saving of about 20 to 25% on what the individual cost will be. But it's really there just to help users adopt the system and get going for a very cost-effective price for a Tally system. For when we're compatible with pretty much everyone, like TriCaster, roller mixers, etc. Some mixers obviously can't send preview data, so that function won't work with us, but we'll work with any switcher. Mixers that don't have a specific preview out, because this is not something that other systems can normally integrate with, we have a USB port on the base unit. So we're coded in to work with things like the TriCaster systems through that, because we can take that information from the USB.
Brilliant. Well, looks like a very interesting product, and we can't wait until it's been launched. Again, if you want any further information, jump on the website www.visuals.co.uk or give us a call 0208 977 1222.